thought that was the way it was supposed to be. I thought that was what made you a man. I thought that's what made you a man was going to work, coming home, getting high, repeating the process all over again every day, every week. It's crazy how I had things so twisted. From the time I was about 16, playing baseball, ended up quitting, got into drinking real bad, partying, smoking some weed, and one thing led to another. By the time I was 17, I was just flat out just smoking dope every day. It's been a really, really big stronghold on my life that I just never really been able to quit. I was working with my dad. I always wanted that relationship with my dad, never really had it. The only way I felt that I could get that relationship is by, us getting high together. So that's what we did. My fiance, Camilla, she's been with me through everything, helping out with my kids, and she's been my number one supporter. We built a house and we was living together for about, I'd say, a year before my grandpa passed away. And when he passed away, I really dove off. I wouldn't go to work. Was trying to sell dope for a living. I remember sitting in my car and just bawling, just crying like, Lord, please help me. Please help me. Like, I don't want to live like this. I mean, this isn't the way I was raised. This isn't the way that, this isn't what I want. And, I didn't think much about it after that. I kind of cleaned myself up and went right back to doing what I was doing. But, it wasn't about a couple weeks after that I ended up skipping out of work on a Monday and getting locked up. They searched my house, found drugs and guns. What really bothered me was the fact that they ended up locking Camilla up too when she had nothing to do with it. I got a call a couple of days later from her that said that the only way the sheriff's going to let you bond out is if you go somewhere and get some help. So I was like, all right. She said, I found this place. She said, it's an 18-month program. She said, it's up in Atlanta. And I was thinking, like, oh my gosh. Like, Atlanta, like, that's a long way from home. But, anything to get out of jail, I was like, sure, yeah, whatever, let's go. The first morning I was here, I remember Billy and Kevin did my intake. And they searched through all my stuff. And then they said, well, you're going to have to give your hat up, and you're going to have to give your necklace up, and, all this different stuff. And I was like, what is going on? Like, I can't have my hat. And then I heard them talking about a purple shirt. And I was like, what is a purple shirt? Like, I seen them, they had on purple shirts. So I was like, does everybody got to wear one of those? It was crazy. Like, I was like, what have I got myself into? This is absolutely insane. For the first couple months, things were going kind of smooth. There was rough spots where I didn't want to be here. I would call home and say, hey, will you come get me? I don't want to be here. Waking up a couple nights and, going to class and different things like that, the Lord really started tugging at my heart and, letting me know this is where I needed to be. I rededicated my life, and from that time, everything just turned and kind of went, started digging in my Bible and digging into the work we was doing and really starting to, try to get something out of it. And when they say that what you put in it, you'll get out, that's the truth, because whatever I put in it, I was getting out. I'm glad that I chose to come here, and I'm glad that I did get what I came for. This place has taught me how to be a dad to my kids, truly what a godly man ought to be, and how a godly man should act. I love that saying that Brother John says, like, what he did for me, one, he'll do for two, and what he done for me, he'll do for you. I love that, because that's the truth. Everybody that comes through this program gets blessed. The brotherhood here is unlike anywhere you'll ever find anywhere else. Being able to, obviously there's people here that aren't taking it serious, but whenever you find the handful of people that are, get in that group together. Find those group of guys that you can really talk to and open up to. The beach trip for me was a once-in-a-lifetime experience. It was unlike anything I had ever experienced before. I mean, I've been to the beach before, but not like this. Just sitting around a circle with, like, the guys I had been in the program with for, almost a year. two of my best friends, Kenny and Alexander, being there too. It was truly a moment of me knowing that I was forgiven. That everything that I had did was washed away, was completely done away with. It was a big deal for me getting baptized. This is where the rubber meets the road. Is everything that I learned here, am I just gonna put it in the closet and go back to my old self, or am I really gonna use all these tools that I gained while I was here and lead other men to Christ? I still have an opportunity with my kids. They'll never remember the man that I was, ever. They won't remember their daddy, the drug addict. They'll remember their daddy, the one that taught them about Jesus.